Chosen one, listen closely. There's a shift that has already occurred in the unseen. You may not see the evidence with your physical eyes yet, but something has been signed, sealed, and released in your favor. In the spiritual realm, divine resources have been reassigned. The wealth that was once delayed, detoured, or held in the wrong hands has now been redirected toward your destiny. This isn't imagination, it's spiritual confirmation. Heaven has moved on your behalf. The vibration of abundance has located your frequency. What was once locked has now been released because you've reached the level of readiness that heaven recognizes. Many don't realize that divine wealth doesn't just move randomly, it shifts in response to obedience, faith, and alignment. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you cried in silence, every act of kindness that went unseen, all of it built a spiritual record in your favor. That record became the evidence that you were trustworthy with greater things. God doesn't release wealth into chaos, He releases it into order. And now, that divine order has found you. The flow of resources, opportunities, and divine favor is not coming. It's already here, waiting for you to step into awareness and receive it. Chosen one, this is your time to say it out loud. The transfer has already happened. You're not chasing money, money is now chasing the frequency of your calling. Abundance isn't something you find, it's something that recognizes you. You've spent seasons recalibrating your energy, cutting ties with draining environments, and healing old wounds. That wasn't wasted time, that was your spirit synchronizing with divine abundance. The wealth you've been waiting for couldn't reach you until you became aligned with the vibration of peace, self-worth, and purpose. Remember, chosen one, wealth flows to wholeness. You've done the inner work. Now the outer results are catching up. Think of this like tuning into a radio station. You can't hear the music unless your frequency matches the broadcast. The same applies to divine wealth. It was never denied to you, only delayed until your energy matched your calling. Every shift in your mindset, every moment of gratitude, every time you refuse to lower your vibration for temporary comfort, those choices adjusted your frequency. And now, heaven's frequency and your frequency are one. That's why opportunities are beginning to appear out of nowhere. Because nowhere is exactly where God starts His miracles. So when you feel that sudden wave of calm or confidence wash over you, don't ignore it. That's divine confirmation that the money has found your vibration. You are now resonating with abundance. This divine shift in resources is not accidental, it's surgical. The universe doesn't throw wealth into the wind, it redistributes it with precision. The resources that once empowered manipulation, greed, and corruption are being rerouted to those who walk in integrity, compassion, and truth. You, chosen one, are one of those vessels. You've proven you can handle wealth without letting it handle you. You've been through the furnace of refinement, and that process has made you capable of carrying divine riches responsibly. When you see world systems shaking, markets fluctuating, or structures collapsing, don't panic, it's evidence of the redistribution taking place. The old systems are losing power because they can no longer sustain the greed that built them. Meanwhile, you're being elevated quietly, supernaturally. Doors will open that were previously bolted shut. Debts will dissolve, new streams will emerge, and supernatural favor will guide you to the resources that are rightfully yours. You won't need to chase. Divine order will cause everything to align in perfect timing. Chosen one, say this with faith. What's mine is no longer missing, it's moving toward me now. You might have wondered why your gifts, your purpose, and even your success seemed delayed while others raced ahead. But divine hiding isn't punishment, it's preparation. God kept you in the shadows so you could grow without contamination. The money couldn't find you prematurely because premature exposure would have destroyed the foundation of your calling. What was developing in you was too sacred to be rushed. So yes, you were hidden, but hidden like a seed, not forgotten like a stone. During that hidden season, your character was being shaped. You learned to stay faithful when no one clapped, to believe when there was no proof, and to give when you had little. Those lessons became your spiritual security system, protecting you from pride and distraction. Many are visible but not chosen. You were chosen, so you were protected by divine obscurity. Now that your roots are deep enough, your harvest can safely rise without being uprooted by envy or ego. So if you ever doubted your timing, let this truth settle in your heart. You weren't late, you were preserved for impact. Timing is heaven's most mysterious yet perfect tool. You may have prayed for provision months or even years ago and wondered why it never came when you needed it most. But what you didn't realize is that divine timing ensures wealth arrives when it can serve your purpose, not your distraction. God withheld it until you could manage it with maturity. Now that your heart posture aligns with heaven's will, the release has been triggered. If the money had come during your lowest season, it might have funded your pain instead of your purpose. It would have fed cycles you've now broken free from. But today, you're standing in a different vibration. You've learned stewardship, gratitude, and patience. And that shift has activated divine timing in your favor. Heaven's ledger has marked your name beside ready. The movement has begun, and the evidence will soon be visible in ways that even you couldn't predict. Chosen one, remember this. Delay is never denial, it's divine synchronization. The timing has finally caught up to your destiny. What's happening now in your life may not make logical sense, and that's exactly why it's divine. The path God takes to deliver abundance rarely follows predictable routes. Instead of the straight road you expected, He leads you through detours that test your faith, refine your patience, and deepen your dependence on Him. But here's the sacred truth. While you were questioning the route, God was rerouting resources. What was once blocked is now being redirected to your lane. The unseen has moved in your favor. In this new wave of divine redistribution, wealth is leaving the hands of those who abused it and moving into the hands of those who will use it to heal, uplift, and restore. The economy of heaven does not reward exploitation, it rewards righteousness. You've been positioned not because of luck, but because of legacy. This isn't a financial coincidence, it's a spiritual correction. God's justice is often disguised as opportunity, and you're about to see justice unfold in your life in a way that will leave even your doubters silent. So, chosen one, when you start receiving calls, opportunities, or unexpected financial blessings, don't question it, thank God and prepare. The redistribution has reached your doorstep. Everything in the universe operates by divine law, including money. Money is energy, and energy obeys the one who holds authority in the spirit. When your mind and spirit align with divine order, you don't chase wealth. Wealth recognizes your authority and follows your command. That's why some people can work tirelessly and never prosper, while others move effortlessly in favor. The difference isn't effort, it's energy alignment. You've reached the level of alignment, where your energy now carries command power over provision. Think about it. When you operate from scarcity, you repel abundance because fear lowers your vibration. But when you move with faith and gratitude, you magnetize opportunities. You've shifted from survival to stewardship, from desperation to dominion. That's what makes you dangerous to the old systems. Your energy no longer agrees with lack. Money can now trust you because you no longer idolize it. You understand that wealth is a tool, not a god. Chosen one, keep your vibration clean, your mind disciplined, and your spirit grounded, because the energy of abundance obeys divine order, and you now carry that order. Before God trusts someone with overflow, He watches how they handle empty hands. You've been through seasons where you had little but gave much, where you lacked resources but never lacked faith. Those seasons were never about deprivation, they were divine evaluations. God was measuring your heart. How you behaved in scarcity determined how you'll steward abundance. Every test of patience, every night you went without, every moment you kept believing, it all became evidence that you could handle increase. You see, scarcity exposes intentions. Some people curse God and lack while others draw closer. You chose the latter. That's why the financial flow is now moving toward you. Your lack made you humble, but it didn't make you hopeless. It shaped your heart, not your bitterness. Heaven watched you trust when everything around you screamed, quit. And now that unwavering faith has become your spiritual currency. The test is over, and the result is divine reward. Chosen one, You passed with excellence. Now the same God who allowed the lack is releasing the overflow. Wealth given without purpose becomes poison, but when resources meet responsibility, they become revival. God is not just blessing you with money, He's entrusting you with kingdom resources. You've proven that you can handle what others misused. The money that's coming your way isn't just to fund comfort, it's to fuel calling. You'll know it's divine because it will come with instruction, clarity, and peace, not chaos. God doesn't bless randomly, He blesses strategically. This is why you've been learning lessons about budgeting, self-control, discipline, and discernment. Those lessons weren't random inconveniences. They were training modules for stewardship. The divine knows you can multiply what's given, not just consume it. When you use wealth to uplift others, build legacies, and restore broken systems, heaven continues to trust you with more. That's the law of divine expansion. What you give faithfully multiplies eternally. Chosen one, as you receive, remember, you're not just collecting money, you're managing miracles. There's a difference between chasing wealth and walking in obedience. The world teaches ambition, but heaven teaches alignment. When you chase money, you often lose peace. But when you chase obedience, money finds peace in you. That's why the wealthy chosen ones don't flaunt, they flow. Their wealth is quiet, purposeful, and spiritual. You've learned this distinction through trial and reflection. You've witnessed what greed destroys and what obedience builds. Greed says, I want more. Obedience says, I'll do more with what I have. That's the vibration that attracts divine resources. The universe recognizes selflessness and multiplies it. The more you focus on doing what God instructs, the more provision follows. That's why people will soon ask how everything is working out for you so easily, and you'll simply smile because your obedience did the heavy lifting. Divine order has no resistance, it flows effortlessly. So, chosen one, keep walking in obedience. That's the magnet of miracles and the pathway to perpetual provision. You'll know the money has moved because subtle yet supernatural signs will begin to appear. Unexpected favor will start showing up in small, undeniable ways: discounts, refunds, forgotten debts canceled, random opportunities, or divine connections that align perfectly with your needs. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. They're heaven's way of whispering, it's here, it's working. The flow begins quietly before it arrives visibly. You'll also notice that your energy around money begins to change. The anxiety that used to surround finances will start to fade, replaced by peace and certainty. You won't know how everything is coming together, you'll just feel that it is. That's because spiritual reality always precedes physical evidence. The alignment happens first in spirit, then it manifests in the material. You'll sense a divine calm, as though something bigger than you has already taken care of everything. Chosen one, trust those signs. They're not illusions, they're instructions to keep believing. The flow has already started. Every chosen one encounters resistance before reward. There were spiritual forces assigned to delay your financial manifestation, but those assignments have expired. The curse of delay is broken. What was held up has been released. The divine ledger has been updated in your favor, and now the spiritual resistance that once drained your progress has been silenced. You'll feel a lightness in your spirit because the blockage has been removed. Sometimes these blockages weren't demonic but emotional, subconscious guilt about wealth, generational poverty mindsets, or beliefs that money was unholy. But you've reprogrammed that narrative. You now understand that money is neutral, it simply amplifies the heart that holds it. You've purified your intentions, and now you can carry wealth without corruption. You're no longer repeating generational cycles of financial fear, you're rewriting them. Chosen one, say it with conviction. I am no longer delayed, I am divinely delivered. The universe has algorithms, spiritual laws that govern manifestation. Just as social media algorithms respond to consistency and engagement, heaven's algorithm responds to faith and gratitude. The more you operate in those frequencies, the more abundance circulates toward you. You've been feeding the right algorithm through thankfulness, perseverance, and surrender. You've posted your prayers in heaven's feed, and now the algorithm is responding. Your thoughts are digital codes in the spirit realm. Every time you affirmed abundance, visualized increase, and acted in faith even when you had nothing, you were programming your reality. Now, those codes have activated. Divine timing and spiritual algorithms are merging to manifest what's been promised. It's not random, it's mathematical, energetic, and sacred. So, chosen one, don't stop engaging with heaven's system. Stay consistent, stay grateful, and keep declaring abundance. The algorithm is now favoring your name. The coming wealth is not just a reward, it's a responsibility. God is entrusting you with resources because your calling requires funding. The visions in your heart need financial wings, and heaven is providing the wind. This is about more than luxury. It's about legacy. You're called to fund light in a world drowning in darkness. Every business idea, creative project, or act of service that's been stirring inside you is about to receive divine financing. You'll know it's from God because it will multiply purpose, not ego. It will open doors for others, not close them. The abundance coming your way will expand your reach, deepen your impact, and solidify your mission. This is why the waiting was long, because your assignment is massive. You're not being blessed for personal gain, you're being empowered for collective transformation. Chosen one, prepare to manage abundance with mission, because you are the vessel of divine wealth. If you felt pressure, confusion, or financial shaking lately, it's not punishment, it's the old systems collapsing. The economy of greed is breaking down to make room for the economy of grace. What's failing around you is proof that what's meant for you is being born. You can't pour new blessings into old containers. The divine shift requires the dismantling of outdated structures that no longer serve your destiny. You may lose connections, clients, or jobs, not because you're cursed, but because you're being realigned. God is cleaning your circle and clearing your space to make room for higher provision. What's leaving is temporary. What's coming is eternal. The shaking isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. Sometimes divine wealth requires demolition before distribution. Chosen one, let what needs to fall fall, because what's being rebuilt will never crumble again. Chosen one, this is not a season of trickles, it's a season of overflow. You're stepping into a dimension where lack no longer speaks the loudest. The heavens have opened, and abundance is now your new normal. But here's the truth. Overflow doesn't always appear as an instant windfall. It often begins as a steady, unstoppable stream that grows stronger each day. Watch as resources begin to flow to you from unexpected directions. People, partnerships, and opportunities will align not by coincidence, but by command. You're being synchronized with the vibration of divine surplus. This is where the principle of pressed down, shaken together, and running over comes alive in your life. You'll realize that God doesn't bless you based on your effort alone. He blesses you based on your readiness and your heart posture. That's why when overflow begins, it feels supernatural. The more you pour out, the more you're filled. That's the law of divine economics. Give freely, and heaven multiplies what you release. Your obedience is the seed that activates the floodgates. Chosen one, say this boldly. I am now living in the era of divine overflow. Speak it, believe it, and watch your environment bend to your declaration. There's one spiritual currency more powerful than gold, and that is gratitude. Gratitude converts what you have into enough and opens the doorway for more. You've learned that complaining repels blessings, but thanksgiving multiplies them. When you say thank you, even when your hands are empty, heaven hears it as faith in motion. And now that faith is being rewarded. Gratitude is the spiritual magnet that keeps the money moving in your direction. Every time you express thankfulness, you raise your vibration. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good, it signals to the universe that you can be trusted with more. It aligns your heart with abundance and rewires your energy for continuous flow. That's why it's vital to remain grateful even as the blessings pour in, because gratitude doesn't end with receiving, it deepens it. Keep a journal. Speak your thanks daily. Celebrate even the small wins because they are confirmations of greater things forming. Chosen one, don't forget. Gratitude is your access card to divine increase. Keep it close, keep it active, keep it alive. This next move of divine money isn't about flexing or flaunting, it's about building. You're being equipped to establish legacies that will outlive you. The wealth moving toward you is generational. It's the kind of prosperity that transforms family trees and communities. God didn't prepare you for decades to give you temporary comfort. He's preparing you to create permanent impact. Every dollar, every opportunity, every door is a brick in the foundation of something eternal. Luxury fades, but legacy multiplies. The chosen ones of this era will redefine what wealth looks like, not by showing off, but by showing up for others. You'll use resources to educate, to heal, to rebuild, and to empower. That's why you couldn't receive this wealth earlier, because now your vision has matured beyond self. You don't want to own more, you want to be more. And heaven rewards that kind of mindset with unstoppable provision. Chosen one, remember this. You are not a consumer of blessings, you are a carrier of legacy. You've been faithful in private, and now it's time for public proof. The wealth that has moved toward you will not stay invisible for long. The evidence will begin to speak through upgraded circumstances, supernatural favor, and undeniable transformation. People who once doubted your faith will begin to question their own disbelief. They'll look at your life and realize that divine prosperity is not fiction, it's fact. But even when the blessings become visible, remain humble. Don't forget that visibility without humility invites vanity. The evidence is not for validation, it's for demonstration. God is using your story to show others that obedience, integrity, and faith still produce fruit. That's why He's about to put you on display. You'll be a walking testimony that divine money is real and that heaven's economy never collapses. The same people who once pitied your struggle will witness your supernatural rise. And when they ask how, you'll simply say, I stayed faithful. Chosen one, prepare yourself. The world is about to see what heaven already knew. Now take a deep breath and let this truth sink in. The money has moved. Not theoretically, not metaphorically, but spiritually and literally. The transfer has been authorized in the heavenly realm and is unfolding in divine sequence. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking in manifestation. Every spiritual lock has been undone, every resistance has been silenced, and every door meant for you is now swinging wide open. This is not the time to shrink back, it's time to receive with confidence. You've been faithful through famine, patient through delay, and steadfast through uncertainty. That endurance has shifted your entire spiritual frequency. You're no longer asking for the blessing, you've become the blessing. Every skill, idea, and vision inside you is now magnetized for increase. Expect phone calls, confirmations, and sudden movements. Expect divine partnerships, unexpected refunds, and miracle money that defies logic. The flow is active, the transaction complete, and the manifestation inevitable. Chosen one, as you finish watching this message, don't just listen, declare it. The money has moved, it's coming my way, it's my time. Drop this declaration in the comments to affirm it. And if this message resonated with your spirit, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's ready to receive divine abundance. This is Anointed Era, reminding you. Sparkles when heaven moves, nothing can stop what's yours. You are walking into your divine inheritance. Stay ready, stay aligned, stay anointed. Chosen one, this is not just another motivational message. This is a prophetic confirmation. You were led here for a reason. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and your faith has already unlocked it. So, take a moment, comment below, and affirm your belief. Write, I receive it, and declare your readiness for the wealth that's been released. Don't forget to subscribe to Anointed Era, where divine insight, spiritual awakening, and truth meet transformation. Every week, we release messages that remind you of who you are, what you carry, and where you're headed. Your journey of abundance, purpose, and elevation has only just begun. And remember, money is not your master, it's your servant. Walk boldly in your divine authority. The money has moved, and this time it's moving toward you.